2 Super Chimps is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete an entire game of chimps using just 2 towers, and their final upgrade has to have super in the name. By the way, the super part is a joke. You can use any 2 towers for the 2TC achievement. I made it up. Okay, but today we're going to be doing this with the Super Maelstrom and the Super Mines. Yes, we're going with the bottom cross path rather than the middle one, because I like the accessibility in which smart spikes allows us to have in any given scenario, where we can put it anywhere with the targeted priority that lets you choose where the spikes go. And also when you go up to super mines, the super mines themselves have a larger blast radius. Get ourselves mining underway here, and also when it comes to the middle cross path, it's more expensive, so therefore doing the calculations, you may not be able to actually get the super mines upgrade during round 90. We're going to get ourselves a 011 for the time being. I should have done that upgrade sooner actually. As you know, we'll just go with even more tax. I think this should do it. But no, we are lacking that pierce in which we need from the longer range, question mark. Nah, that should do it. Well, perhaps we'll just, we'll go up to 022 and that should give us a comfortable platform, not supreme missile platform related, in order to help us out in the long run here, or just enable us to get there. Because with smart spikes we can choose where we put our spikes, and with that means we can put it in a place where it doesn't directly affect balloons at first, but could affect Moab class balloons because their hitboxes are bigger than a regular balloon is. So I heard that the original entry of this particular 2TC was done using the even faster production. But I heard that you have to either cache bug or you have to not go with the second upgrade in the middle cross path so that you can actually afford the super mines for round 90. Because that's very important, affording super mines for round 90. So I'm going to place you... Where should I place you? I think I'm going to place you here so that we have access to the exit as well if we need access to the exit. Who would have thought that Super Mines is a camo solo? Would you believe that? Of course I would. But only on this map. There we go, 870 given to us. We're going to get ourselves Blade Shooter because Blade Shooters are larger projectiles and they have higher pierce as well. And they also get the shatter damage type, which is either a buff in regular scenarios or a nerf if you're relying on sharpening stone for even more pierce. But then again, you get more pierce with the blade shooter upgrade anyways to begin with. I do want to start this, but at the same time, I need white hot spikes for round 28. And we're going to go with smart spikes as well and go with the set target priority. We're going to set you here so that regular balloons are not affected, but if Moabs come along this way, then they would. Also, smart spikes increases our production rate of spikes temporarily at the beginning of the round. And for the longest amount of time when I was trying to face off against Lich, I was wondering what on earth was causing it to regenerate its HP at the start of every round, and it's the smart spikes, even though it's innate to the bloody tower and not an external buff. But I suppose it's anything that is a temporary gain. Even permanent brew is absorbable by Lich, and that's just simply because you can sell the permanent brew at any time, but then again you can also sell the ultra boost, and the ultra boost boosts are still retained on the tower. Round 30, let's get ourselves this underway. I don't think we're going to be afraid of any potential rounds up until like 40, but then again at that given point in time, I think we should be able to have Blade Maelstrom and spiked balls. Gotta get those spicy spiked balls. I know it's meatballs, but just go with me here. This map is so commonplace on the channel as of the time of this recording that people wish I will go back to Resort. Resort me to go back to Resort. I heard that Super Brittle is really good for 2TCs at the moment, and a few new combinations have been discovered for our update 51 because of its bonus damage against ceramics being able to deal with that, and because of its ice shards flaring up everywhere, then obviously that'll do a lot of bonus damage against Moab class balloons. Yeah, I think we definitely need the ability over needing to mine this when we get the money to buy Blade Maelstrom. We will soon get it, and cover the entire track with Beyblades. Also with smart spikes, each spike lasts for a longer amount of time on the track, which is nice. Because in some situations, you want to have your spikes last for longer rather than having a bigger spike pile per spike pile and the spike pile running out sooner. We're in a very stable position right now, and on certain rounds where we have a lot of regrow balloons, I would like to leave them like that for as long as possible, and you should be hitting Moab class balloons. DS spikes, maybe position yourself there, does the job. We do not need to worry about the balloons, because the balloons should be worried about us. Here we go, a whole bunch of regrows, but they're being popped too quickly so that we don't really get any sort of cash bug going on there. But that may change when we get to rounds like 79, or perhaps even 59 could do us some benefits. There's also 61 as well, and when spiked mines expire here or their pierce cap has been put to 0, they do create an explosion which then actually benefits us in the long run because, well, they're able to explode and hit everything within their blast radius. I must have paraphrased the same sort of sentence many times now, but sometimes repetition is key for something to stick. There we go, bonus damage against ceramics coming right up. There we go, that's all of them done and dusted. We're actually going to use the ability on this round because of the sheer amount of ceramics. I don't want you starting to pop our spiked balls. Right, regrow camo purple balloons. Not good if you're trying to camo solo with the top buff Dartling Gunner and your only option is 220 on that round because, hey, you can't upgrade to 48 or to laser cannon or plasma accelerator on 48 while still having purples. Ability on the ceramics here, didn't get all of them, but that is the majority of them. This round has a few regrows as well, which we could take advantage of. We could. May not even. Hold on, spiked mines. We should have gotten that earlier. Yeah, we should have gotten that earlier. Oh, in fact, we could have got it at the start of a round. That would have been great flare balloons if you were paying attention. But the attention has been paid. Explode. I didn't mean to press that button there. Can we do this? I suspect we can. Come on now. We can do it. You and your explosions will be able to carry us over the finish line. There we go. And that deals with the Moabs, as you can see here. Take all of those ceramics left over from the Moabs. Come on, spiked mines. Do your magic. Explode those leads so that we can deal something against these. Now we'll buy Super Maelstrom. Keep us safe. We don't need all these until, well, now actually. Once we get 25k, we can start oring these two, and then hopefully by round 90, we will have the money to buy super mines. Although I prefer to buy them on 89, for goodness sakes. So a couple of clumsy rounds by me, but that's just down to user error and not adapting to changes happening across the battlefield. And as you can tell, our ability lasts for a very long time, because when you go with the bottom cross path, it changes the direction in which the Super Maelstrom is spinning from clockwise to counterclockwise, but more importantly, it enables the ability to last for much longer. Now, can we go for all of these camo balloons? The answer is without question or shadow of a doubt, yes. And those as well. There's not a single chance you ceramics are getting through. We have 2 towers that do bonus damage against ceramics. Right, lead balloons. They should give us a temporary bit of cover for these regrows to go out of control, but they didn't look like it went out of control at all. Maybe because we did too much damage against them, because we're now Super Maelstrom. 60, yeah, boy. Okay, round 61. Get this unearthed for us to be able to get the bonus cash out of it, because that's the only way in which we're going to afford super mines for 135,000. Imagine Ninja Kiwi changing the price of this by like $1,000 just so that this combination is not possible. Regrow rainbows, not a problem whatsoever. I say regrow rainbows and not regrow. Wait, camo. Camo rainbows. So I was meant to save that first, but nah. I decided to be a little silly and not go with it. Also, sometimes the lead balloons are just being popped. I don't know why. What I was meant to say is that there's lots of camo rainbows, but because they're meeting a wall of death, then the regrow part doesn't really apply. Take care of all of these ceramics. Good. Leaving the spiked mines to take care of the Merv class balloons on this round. Get that damage underway. We're gonna need it. Get out of my room and play Minecraft on balloons. It's called 3 Mines Round. It's such a good map, Mom. I have 2 words for this combination. It's disgusting. Okay, I'm going to replace internet meme flare balloons with real flare balloons here. And we're going to die to some yellow balloons at some point. Or not, depending on perspective. Okay, you're going to start exploding and affect a little bit of a circle. See right there, that exploded. Obviously not meeting the pierce cap of these spiked mines. Really good. 37k, get that underway so that by the time we reach round 81, this will be gathered. Obviously, we can't do this one because, well, A, we wouldn't be able to give a reward in time, and B, we would perish on round 90 anyways, because spiked mines is not exactly what you call good against DDTs. Or at the very least, once the pineapples expire, this is one of those abilities where you don't have to be that strategic when it comes to not using it so that then you can use it on a round in which you really need it, just because of its ability uptime, or its uptime percentage when it comes to the ability coming back from cooldown. 74, done and dusty. It was like 2/3 of the way. That's good. I used to remember when Gluestorm had like 90%. And when you pair it with like Primary Mentor and an Energizer, it's like, well, the ability is still finishing its activation before you can use it again. I am really banking on us absolutely slaughtering this round. I'm sorry, balloons, but in this environment, we have to let the weak, that is you, die. 78. These ceramics are a joke. Now then, about the second group. We'll be able to cleanse them of their impurities, and they shall join the grave with their fellow balloons as ones which will become one with the earth itself. Here we go. And the explosion itself should take care of a lot of these. Brilliant. And now we shall be thoroughly pierce capped by these I was trying to use one there as like the keypad, but it just did not come to fruition. I just needed to summon the ability that bit sooner. We have a lot of pierce in each of the blades here. We just need to know when to actually use it. Okay, there we go, there we go. Hopefully we're good. We're not good. We're just not good. I'm being too cocky here. Second use of ability. Hopefully we still have enough in the tank here to be able to take care of everything. Yeah, I think that's good. Hopefully that's good anyways. Oh, what lap are they on? Oh, none of these. Good, we'll just use the ability venom there. Brilliant. Took care of 79. Now 80. Wait for you to come into range here so that the majority of our blades can hit the ZMGs, because if a Merv class balloon is or even a regular balloon, literally, it sort of focus fires all of our blades so that all of them have the chance of hitting, whereas the more they disperse out, the less likely it is that we're going to be able to hit everything. Okay, so we need to save up another 33k between this round and 90. Is it possible? I like to think so. Okay, I'm going to need to move you down here, at least so that the Moabs don't hit it, but if the BFBs hit it, then that's fine. Move you a tad bit upwards. This is the beauty of a bomb crossbar. You have control over where the spikes are landing. 82. That's decent Moab damage when the ability is active. That's good. Yeah, it's hitting the BFBs, but it's not hitting the Moabs. Unless, of course, the blast radius is hitting the Moabs. I need some form of a spike pile here. Luckily, we are up against super fortified ceramics, which don't really stand a big chance against us, really. Okay, use the ability again, get you all active and rolling, etc. And there we go, 82 done and dusted. Even if you make it to the end here, there's no way which you're going to be able to get past our firewall here. And that is the round concluded. Once we get Super Mines, it's game, set and match. It honestly, we will be uncontested in the mines. Take some time for you to get into my radius here. Yeah, if BFBs are affected, I think it's BFBs that need to be grouped up with a lot of other BFBs to hit this point over here. Because there is a bit of a bug in the game where if you have a whole bunch of Marvel class balloons all close to each other, then what happens is some of them do get an increased amount of their hitbox bulging out, so that it has more of a hitbox than they should have. Sorry. My explanations are very poor at the most of the times. I do apologize. 85 completed. Yeah, for some odd reason they are managing to hit the piles of spikes back here, even though the first one doesn't do that. Come on, 86 completed. Yeah, these are all expiring since they're more clumped up together. Well, some of them were expiring. Come back around here. Yeah, we're downgraded them now. The party is now started. And the only thing that you balloons have got within your lifetime is agony and death. Summon another ability. This should do us good here. Now it's just these it's going to be very tight here. I need the ability to last for just a tad bit longer. Ooh, just about. That just about did it. Okay, once the BFBs come along, we will then use the ability. First mobs I'm not too concerned with. Come on, ZMGs, please give me the cash that I so desire and desperately need. It is round 88 and we're still just below 3k away from getting ourselves the magnificent Super Mines. Pretty please. Okay, 1.5k left to get the Super Mines. Hopefully we can get it. Oh, some of these fortified Moabs are surviving. Okay, so we're under 700 away. We should be able to get it. We should. It is within the cards. It is our destiny to get Super Mines. Come on, please. Please. Yes, we got Super Mines. Just as long as we... There we go. We summoned one of them out. That's brilliant. Now around 90, but now this means production rate will be even slower than usual. But it produces some mini bombs, but then when the spike pile itself expires, either by the amount of time being met or when its pierce cap has been met, it'll produce an even bigger blast radius. Case in point. Even round 91 did not pierce cap the Super Mine there, for goodness sakes. Here we go, there's another good... See that big explosion there? There we go, another big explosion. Maybe they're just mini explosions. They're even affecting the ZMGs, and they're all the way over here. For goodness sakes, what a cracked tower. Only possible on this map. Do not fret, because I am certain that round 94 will surely pierce cap these piles of spikes, which are now literal sea mines. Come on now. Come on now. Yep. There we go. Some of them are very big explosions. Really big explosions. So big that I do not know how to describe them other than being stupidly big. Stupendously big. The biggest that an explosion could possibly be. Perhaps an even bigger explosion than the biggest one can produce, and it looks like that is the case, considering some of these, yeah, they've been instantly deleted, these fortified super ceramics are. Isn't that just so much fun for the balloons and the whole family, including the yellow balloons? Yeah, 96. What do you have to offer against me? Just look at the absolute smithereens in which you are all being driven to, and the ZMGs have, nearly all the ZMGs have just popped. And let's not forget that they just started entering the map down here and started entering the circle. Round 97. It's going to be exactly the same story here as well. Goodbye. Oh gosh. Okay, you know what? You know what, Super Maelstrom? You did well when it came to starting up this scenario, but I think the Super Mines have got it here. Okay. Yeah, the Super Mines have definitely got it here, for goodness sakes. Yeah, the power of Super Mines is definitely on a super level. You could say is stupendously powerful. And this bat here, not a chance in hell, ever. It's just something nice about having a relaxing late game scenario where the late 10 rounds are the easiest rounds and the earlier rounds, some of them were a little bit questionable, but that's just down to me really. Like, I know when it's my fault because I'm not mad about it, but when I see a death that I feel like I'm not in control of, then that is annoying. So there you go, everybody. That is such a super I think I didn't say it right the first time, but I could just be misremembering. Super Maelstrom and Super Mines as the 2TC for today. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments sections below, and both of these towers use the bottom cross pathing for my own reasons. But thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments sections below, and if you're ever in the store and you'd like to purchase something like Rogue Legends DLC, or unlock everything within the Desperado cross pathing instantaneously, or get some nice pets for your heroes and towers, then please use my creator support code whenever you can. I get a tiny slice of a pie when you do use my creator support code, but the best thing to do is to use a creator's creator support code rather than leaving this in blank. Unless of course you're being very smart and your creator support code is literally no characters, which wouldn't make any sense. Why does that monkey look ill? I don't know why, but I thought I looked at this monkey and it looks green rather than brown. Go in Shrek mode. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves. You never want to go Shrek mode. Why are you still here?